So what should you do if termites are eating your plants? Now, the important thing to remember is the termites aren't usually the source of the problem. Termites go for stressed and dead plants most of the time, and so the first thing to do is work out why your plant is stressed. It could have been injured. If you've pruned it recently, make sure the prune is very neat, and if you are going to prune your trees, try and do it at a time of year when they're actively growing and they're not going to be really stressed by a lack of water or too cold temperatures. The other thing is to check the water level. If you've recently had a massive change in watering, either overwatering or underwatering, your plant will be stressed. Try and even things out a little bit, maybe add a little bit of mulch to the soil to keep it from drying out too fast, and your plant should firm up a little bit and be a lot less appetizing to termites. What the termites are actually doing isn't eating your plant, they're taking parts off it, taking that underground to where they feed a mushroom farm. Termites are actually really fantastic little farmers, and they take very good care of their mushrooms, and they're very fussy about what their mushroom eats because the mushroom can get sick and then the termites have nothing to eat themselves. What they prefer is dead plant material because that has a lot less toxins in it. Toxins are in all plants, they are all defending themselves against things that want to eat them, and a stressed plant stops producing those because it just doesn't have the energy for it. Now, termites will also start to show an interest in plants if there's absolutely nothing else they can feed to their mushrooms. So if you let plants like this pigeon pea, which had reached the end of its life cycle, decay in the open where the termites can come and take apart the plants they can use as they slowly break down, that will give them something else to eat other than your healthy young plants. And that's also going to mean that your termites are constantly feeding the soil, making it a little bit more lively and actually making things better for everything in the garden. So here's an example of using your original planting to protect a more tender tree. So this is another pigeon pea. It's not quite dead. Large parts of it have died off. They have been eaten by termites. But what's happened there is this young variety mango that has been coming up behind that hasn't been eaten at all by the termites. You can see it's completely untouched by them, and that's been able to come up not only with the shelter of this one to keep it shaded and the food, because this is a legume, it's constantly fertilizing the soil, but it's also got this as a distraction for any pests that might come for that, like termites. Instead, they've gone to this tree as it reaches the end of its life, sacrifices itself to protect my little fruit tree here. So to wrap it up, how should you work with nature to stop termites eating your plant? The first thing is make sure your plant hasn't got a good reason to be stressed. The second thing is to make sure that the termites have plenty of other things to eat. So that can mean bits of dead plants that have already died in their positions, or mulch that is spread around your garden if you want a more even, more cultivated look than we're going for here.